Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ArdhiSasa tutorial on the multiple survey processes application. This application involves the combination of amalgamation, subdivision and resurvey processes by a registered surveyor. Kindly know that all processes that attract a payment on ArdhiSasa will have a system-generated invoice as well as the accepted payment channels to be used. As such, you should not make any additional payments to facilitate the processing of your application. To begin with, you log into the platform. Key in your ArdhiSasa ID or national ID number, enter your password and then click Continue. Upon doing so, you'll be provided with a one-time password code which will be sent to the phone number you used to register with on the platform. Once you have received the OTP, type the code onto the OTP prompt box and then click Login. The account you are logged in with is your private account by default. For you to initiate this process, you'll need to switch to your licensed surveyor account. So go ahead and click on the profile icon. It will display a drop-down menu with the professional account which has been approved for you as a surveyor. Click on it to switch from your private account. For more information on how to upgrade to a professional account, check out our YouTube video through the link featured in this video's description. On the dashboard, navigate to the Survey and Mapping department and click on View More. Here, you'll find various services under this department. They include New Grant, Subdivision, Amalgamation, Resurvey, and several others. Our tutorial is going to be about the multiple survey processes. So, go ahead and click on the application. Upon doing so, you'll be navigated to the applications page. This page lists multiple survey processing applications. The lists are categorized depending on the level of processing of the application. We have 4 tabs, namely Pending, Ongoing, Approved, and Rejected. The Pending tab features applications that you have initiated, but they still need some action from your side or from the parties involved in the application. The actions will include OTP verification and payment of invoices. The Ongoing tab features applications you have submitted and is being processed by the State Department of Lands officials. The Approved tab features successful applications that have been registered by the relevant officials. Lastly, the Rejected tab features applications that have been rejected for one reason or another. The reasons will be communicated to you on the application. For you to initiate this application, click on the New Application button on the top right-hand corner. You'll then be navigated to the frequently asked questions related to this process. It is mandatory for you to explore the FAQs and familiarize with the application aspects such as the requirements, actors and the payments involved in this application. Kindly take note of the user guides attached to the sample templates. This should act as a guide in data preparation. It is highly recommended that you download and view the templates, shapefiles and the computation sheets. This is because its appearance has been subject to change based on agreements made by the relevant authorities. If satisfied, go ahead and click on Next. You'll be navigated to the application details. First, you'll be required to key in the parcel details. Kindly know that the fields that have an asterisk sign alongside them are mandatory fields to fill, failure to which you'll not be able to submit your application. Go ahead and enter the parcel number as stated in the ownership document. Repeat the process to add all parcels involved in this application. You can use the Remove button in case you need to clear the parcel numbers. If satisfied, navigate to the Survey Details section. Kindly note that this next section should be done in a sequential manner. Here, you are first required to select the survey type. As per the making of this tutorial, there are 3 types of survey under this module. They include amalgamation, subdivision, and resurvey. Amalgamation refers to the process of joining 2 or more parcels of lands that are adjacent to each other, while subdivision refers to the act of dividing a given piece of land parcel into smaller pieces. On the other hand, The survey entails carrying out a new survey on an already surveyed parcel of land to confirm the boundaries. In our case, this application entails the combination of both amalgamation and resurvey processes, meaning we are going to start with amalgamation as our first survey process. The next part requires you to select the projection type. This is the estimated zone of area in which the parcel of land that you want to submit lies. There are two types of projection on ArdhiSasa, UTM and Cassini projection types. In this case, our coordinates are in Cassini. Consequently, you'll be required to select the respective UTM zone. Click on the text box to generate a drop-down menu with the projections. Select the UTM zone depending on the parcel location. Parcels within Nairobi fall under Zone 37 South. The guidelines for transformation to UTM projections are communicated from the Office of the Director of Survey. The next part requires you to attach a zip file for the amalgamation survey plan polygons. The zipped files should be in the following formats: .cpg, .dbf, .prj, .shp, and .shx files. Also, make sure that you adhere to the required attribute fields, whereby your shape files should contain the following fields on the attribute table: ID, parcel underscore num, parcel underscore r, and fr underscore number. All the field names should be in lower cases. Populate the respective field with the relevant data. You'll also be required to attach the approval letter reference number as well as the date to which the approval was issued. If satisfied with your details, click on Add. Repeat this process to fill in the resurvey projection details. You'll also be required to select the type of development control application before attaching resurvey plan polygons. Fill in the approval letter details and click on Add. Next, you'll be required to key in the location details. Starting with the county, click on the drop-down arrow to populate and select the county. Repeat the same steps to fill in the sub-county. You'll also be required to manually key in the locality. In case you have any other details on amalgamation and resurvey, fill them in the additional details. If you are satisfied with the details provided, go ahead and click on Next. You'll be navigated to the field note details. Here, you'll first be required to enter the date on which the fieldwork was completed. Next is the date of completion of instrument calibration. This field is not mandatory. To upload the date, click on the calendar icon and select the date. Lastly, you'll be required to key in the folio registry number. If you are satisfied with the details provided, go ahead and click on Next. This section requires you to attach all the cadastral files involved in this process. You are encouraged to save all cadastral files in one folder to ease the process of attaching the documents. Kindly note the required file formats for documents before uploading them. The first document is the approval letter. To attach the file, click on the Choose File button, navigate to your local machine, select a scanned PDF copy of the approval letter and upload. The document will be listed on the right. Repeat this process to attach mandatory files in the appropriate format. They include raw data document, computation sheet, scheme plan, working diagram, surveys report, beacon certificate, survey plan, field notes, and the Pluper DC-17 document. The next section requires you to attach any additional documents in support of your multiple survey processes. If you are satisfied with the document, proceed and click on Next. The last section is the verification of the details you have provided. So, scroll through the entire page and ensure that the details you have provided are correct. You can use the back button in case you need to edit any information. If satisfied, you can go ahead and click on Submit. Upon doing so, you'll be prompted to approve on whether you indeed want to submit the request. Proceed and click on Yes. You'll then get a confirmation message on a pop-up box to affirm that the application has been created successfully. Click on Close. After you have submitted your application, a new page will appear displaying the reference number as well as the progress of the application. You'll also be presented with 4 tabs, namely Application Details, Documents, Invoice and the Feedback tab. When you click on the Invoice tab, you'll be presented with the survey fees involved in this process. Click on the View button to see how the fees have been categorized. To settle the invoice, click on the Pay button and the payment information will populate below the invoice. The first thing you'll see is the applicant's name and phone number. Below that is the payment reference number and the total bill. This payment can be made by the licensed surveyor executing the application or the proprietor. The next section highlights various payment methods acceptable on the ArdhiSasa platform. For amounts exceeding the M-Pesa limit, you can use the bank or the RTGS mode of payment. Immediately you select either of them, the system generates a guide on how to make the payment. Under M-Pesa, there are 2 options. There is the M-Pesa Express, which allows the surveyor to edit their phone number to whoever is paying for the invoice. When you click on Initiate, whoever is paying for the invoice will receive an STK push highlighting the payment item and the total bill. They'll be required to enter their M-Pesa PIN in order for them to pay for the invoice. The other option is the M-Pesa Pay Bill. For more information on how to make payments on ArdhiSasa, refer to the ArdhiPay tutorials featured in this video's description. Upon paying, click on the Complete button and the system will automatically synchronize your payment. Click on View to download the settled invoice or receipt. Immediately the payment has been made, the Submit Request button on the surveyor's account is activated. In the case of enumerated parcels, the owner will be required to verify using the OTP before submission. Go ahead and click on the Submit Request button. Upon doing so, you'll be prompted to approve on whether you indeed want to submit the request. Proceed and click on Yes. You then get a confirmation message on a pop-up box to affirm that the application has been created successfully. Click on Close. Upon doing so, the status of the application will shift from pending to ongoing. Click on View and you'll be navigated to the Applications page. You'll notice that the progress level of your application is 21%. From this point, your role as a licensed surveyor is accomplished. It's now up to the ministry officials involved to proceed with the process. As the staff officials work on the process, you'll be able to view the progression of your application using the progress bar. Once your application has been fully approved by the ministry, the licensed surveyor will get a notification on their phone informing them that the multiple survey process that they initiated has been approved. After receiving the notification, navigate to the Completed tab to view the application. As you can see, the progress bar reads 100%, meaning your multiple survey plan has been authenticated and you can now view and download the authentication notice. To access the notice, navigate to the Documents tab. On the left-hand side, you'll see the notice of authentication under the process document. Click on Download to view the document. That's it for this tutorial on the multiple survey process application using the ArdhiSasa platform. Feel free to give your feedback in the comment section below. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell button alongside the subscribe button to get notification on new videos as and when we post them. Kindly follow us on our social media handles as well at ArdhiSasa_KE on Instagram and Twitter and at ArdhiSasa on Facebook. Thanks for watching and goodbye.